Hello, everybody, and welcome to this session. My name is Judy Braus, and I'm the Executive Director of NAAEE, and I'm really excited to be here and be part of this. And I wish I could be there in person, but it was super early in the morning. But we are so thrilled to support the work of Green Growth Africa and this workshop, and really look forward to listening to the whole recording. It's been a great partnership for us, and I'm really honored to be part of this session. And I want to congratulate Adedoyan for his vision for green growth and all that he wants to do. And really thanks to the entire team for all the work that is taking place to support environmental education, leadership, and eSTEAM in Africa. It's wonderful. And I love all the different pieces that you're working on, whether it's building leadership or supporting eSTEM or doing community science and focusing on climate change and climate justice. And I'm also really thrilled that you highlight the importance of mentoring and sharing, because that is so important and we need to learn from each other. So in my short time, I'm going to give a very high level overview of the work of NAAEE and the GEEP, the Global Environmental Ed Partnership, and some of the opportunities for all of you, and a few words about education and the community powered sciences that we're all working on. So NAAEE is the professional association, the champion, we like to say the backbone organization for the field of environmental education, working throughout North America and around the world. And our mission is all about using the power of education to advance environmental literacy and civic engagement to create a better future, which is so important. And like all of you, we're about creating positive change and looking at what that can look like, using the power of education to think about how to create healthier environments and healthier communities. We look at education as a critical tool in our toolbox to address environmental and social challenges around the world. And we focus on not just knowledge and skills, but also the motivation and dispositions that help people individually and collectively take positive action and become more engaged in civic life. And we're also all about justice, equity, diversity, inclusion, and accessibility. I know it's a lot of words, but trying to make sure that everything we do supports race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation. Nothing discourages anyone from being part of getting high quality environmental education and having access to high quality education, no matter where you are, where you're from. We work across sectors and audiences. Our field is very broad, it's interdisciplinary, and we work with formal and non-formal educators. And we do a lot of different things. Some of the key themes we work on, besides field building and helping to support educators, climate change education, as I mentioned, justice, equity, and inclusion, looking at leadership, early childhood education, and environmental education, eSTEM, and a number of the themes that Green Growth Africa is also working on. And we do a lot of work on policy and helping people become better advocates and better global citizens. Climate change is one of our strategic priorities, and you can find out more about any of our work that we're doing on our website if you just go to our programs. But we have a whole section on climate change education where you can see some of the resources we have, discussion groups, policy work, and so on. We also think about excellence in the field of environmental education, and we publish the guidelines for excellence. There are 7 sets of guidelines, and they're all about what does effective practice in the field look like. A lot of input from around the world to create what does effective practice look like. And they're all downloadable from our website. And partnerships are key to our work. We cannot do what we do alone. None of us are going to be able to achieve what we need to achieve to protect the environment and address the social issues we face without working together. We like to talk about NAAEE being a network of networks, and I know a lot of our organizations do that. I'm just going to talk about the GEEP as one of our networks, but happy to talk more about any of them with all of you. And the GEEP is the Global Environmental Education Partnership, the GEEP.org. You can find out more. And NAAEE is the secretariat of the GEEP. And the mission of this group is to advance environmental literacy so that we can strengthen environmental education around the world and create a more equitable and sustainable future. It's a learning network, and it's all about incredible partnerships, learning across country borders and boundaries, and the work we're all doing around the world. And there are emerging hubs. We have the Asia Pacific Regional Center and Jeep Africa. And I love the work that our colleagues in Africa are doing, including Adedoyan, who has been part of the Jeep Africa team, of trying to look at how do we strengthen environmental education across the continent and build stronger networks. So the goal with the Jeep simply is to collaborate across borders and share effective practice. And we want to spark innovation and collaboration and look at how environmental education can help achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, all of them, not just number 4. So we have case studies on the website as well. There are 25 case studies that look at effective practice. There are more than 70 country profiles looking at environmental education at the country level. So again, just visit the website. You can find out more about this learning network. NAAE also supports leadership, and we do that in conjunction with many partners, including the Jeep. One of the programs is recognize amazing young people from around the world with EE30 under 30 with a lot of partners. And this is the class of 2023, incredible young leaders from 47 countries. We've been doing this program since 2016. And Adedoyan was a 30 under 30 awardee in 2017. And he was a Changemaker grantee and got funding to help support his projects. 2 opportunities that you all can apply for. One is to win up to $50,000 in US to advance eSTEM education. If your organization is doing this work, I encourage you to apply. It's in a worldwide competition, and we want to support the good work that's happening. And Green Growth Africa won in 2022, and we were thrilled. It wasn't my decision. It was a collaboration. So all the good work that's happening with Green Growth. And then we also have the 2024 Youth Innovation Challenge for young people who have ideas on how to address marine biodiversity and marine debris. And to submit those ideas, the winners will get $1,000 and travel to Taiwan for a conference. So it's very exciting, and I encourage you all to get your colleagues to apply. And then I just wanted to mention EE Pro very quickly. It's a virtual learning community. We hope to link up with Green Growth Africa. We're trying to support environmental education professionals around the world and offer so many resources and kind of a watering hole for environmental education. So you can visit the website on EE Pro. You can join a discussion group from the global EE group to research and evaluation to connecting to nature, all kinds of different themes. And there's a lot of research, there's a lot of learning, there are a lot of job opportunities, webinars, and more. And then NAAE and the Jeep convened. So the NAAE International Conference is in Pittsburgh in the first week of November, and I hope to see many of you there. Many, many, many sessions and a lot of learning, growth, and sharing. So we know a lot about what makes good education. The unfortunate thing is we just don't do it. And I just wanted to mention a few things that we know actually work in education to advance the work we're all doing. We know that learning by doing and project-based learning is super important. Systems thinking, building stronger relationships and networks, providing career opportunities, ensuring that everyone has access to high quality education, and supporting educators who are working across sectors. All of that is important. We also know that giving students voice and choice is going to be the most effective way to advance our education efforts. When students have a chance to investigate an issue, work together to solve it, those skills last a lifetime. So, so important. And building skills for the 21st century is really critical when we think about what are those skills that our future citizens are going to need, from creativity and critical thinking to collaboration, communication, and all the technical skills. And I just want to emphasize collaboration as super important. We need to learn from each other across all borders and empower communities to do this work together. Sometimes we compete instead of collaborate. And a lot of groups are working to support high quality education. They're working to address the environment. They're working to address social issues. And sometimes we compete across these boundaries instead of collaborate. So I hope we can all build bridges across all the different areas, because even though we might have different end goals, there are a lot of similar approaches and goals where we can work together and accomplish more by doing that. So Ada Doyen had asked me to talk about community science, citizen science, people-powered science, whatever you want to call it, where members of the public, including young people, are working together with scientists and conservationists to gather data, analyze data, and help make sense of the data so we all learn more and can track what's going on in the world. From watching monarch butterflies and tracking those to so many other topics. And there's so many skills that you learn by doing this work. And that's why community-powered science is so important, because people are learning how to collect data, work in teams, think critically, think about civic engagement, thinking about policy. It's so important. And you can do everything, like I said, from watching monarch butterflies to water monitoring around the world to counting horseshoe crabs, which is taking place in 2 states in the United States because these creatures are vulnerable. The Christmas bird count is one of the oldest community science counts taking place in more than 20 countries. You can study lead in the water, climate change, health, mosquitoes, all the issues that help us learn more. And by having students and adults and the members of the public take part in this, everybody learns and shares. And there are so many wonderful groups and platforms around the world. And you'll get a copy of all these slides so that if you want to find out more, I'm happy to help or put you in touch with different groups. And they're really around the world, wonderful citizen science projects happening. In the United States, there's an Association for Advancing Participatory Sciences, and you can check them out. They have so many different resources, including a data ethics toolkit and so many other things. You can check out the SDG Olympiad, which is looking at citizen science and using participatory techniques to address the SDGs. And when we think about community-powered science, there's so many reasons why it's so important. It's not just that it's tracking critical aspects, but people are learning in the process of what is science, what is the process of science. They're building critical thinking skills. And we are monitoring issues that are hard to track. So it's a really wonderful way to get involved at whatever level that you are working with. It can help build careers for a blue and green economy, and it can help support those policies that are helping to make a difference in communities around the world. So this is our tagline, and we're always thinking about what is the education we need for the world we want. And that's something I encourage all of us to think about. So thanks for all that you are doing. It's so important, and we look forward to continuing our partnership with Green Growth Africa and so many of you. I hope you enjoy the rest of the workshop. It's been an honor to be part of it, and I hope you think about keeping the hope alive, looking for solutions, and pushing everybody to take action. No matter what they do, it's going to help. And I love this quote: you can't wring your hands and roll up your sleeves at the same time. So if you get discouraged, the best way around that is to take action. Thank you all so much, and I look forward to talking to you in the future. Take care.